to begin with creating our vinyl decal, we need to choose a color. So I am going to choose purple. I'm going to cut just about the length of the scissors. So I don't need it to be any longer than the length of the scissors that I'm using to cut with. And of course it's going to stay the same length as the actual roll of purple. The next step is these are already pre-lined, this wheel and this wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip the vinyl underneath the wheels, and sometimes this can be a little tricky. You want to pull out the vinyl until it's on the edge, and then you want to line it up with the grooves of the machine, okay? After you've done that, you're then going to lift this up. That locks the vinyl in place. We're then going to take a look at the digital readout. Currently it's selected on roll. I want to hit the button down till I find piece and then hit enter. You will see it automatically measure the piece that we have put in. Once it's done doing that, we're going to walk over to the computer. We're going to open up the Roland Cut Studio. And the first thing we have to do is to import the size of the vinyl that we cut over there into the computer. So I will first come over here and I will go to File, Cutting, Properties, and Get from Machine. Then I will click OK. You can only do this on a blank screen. Okay. So basically what the computer is saying is that this size right here equals the exact same size as the purple we put in the machine. You can do a lot of different things on here and create multiple decals, but your goal is to fill up this sheet as much as possible. So on the desktop where it says new folder, there are pre-loaded designs in here for you. You can choose from any of these designs and you can choose multiple designs. So I'm going to choose the heart paw print. I'm going to click and drag it over, and as you can see it shows up like a shadow. This right here is just the image. We need this to be a polyline. So I'm going to right click with my mouse and hit image outline. I'm then going to hit extract contours and then OK. So now you'll see it's outlined in blue. I'm going to move the blue because this is what tells the machine to cut. This is just an image. So I'm going to right click and delete the image, and then I'm going to keep the cut polyline. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and now I still have room to make a few more. So let's say, for example, I want my name. I'm going to use the A for text. I'm going to click and I'm going to type my name. Now, this is kind of a boring font, so to make it interesting, I am then going to double click over my name until I have this outline. I'm going to come up here to Format and Font, and I'm going to choose a font. Now, any of the fonts that are solid black, like the one I'm currently showing you, those are okay. If you come to a font that looks like it is black and white, for example, this one, this will not cut correctly. So we need to make sure that whatever font we choose is solid black. So for example, like this one, that will not work. But this one will work great. I want to make it a little bit bolder, and then I'm going to click OK. So you see how the font changes. You can then adjust the size, but you want to make sure that you're using up as much of the vinyl as possible. So I'm gonna scoot these two things. If this happens to you, just click the pointer. All right, so once I filled up this entire thing with images, I am then going to cut. So I'm going to hit File, Cut, and then I just click OK. As I walk down here to the cutter, you're gonna see that the computer has sent the machine my cuts, and it is cutting out the exact items that I put on the screen. If you can see, here's the paw print with the heart, and it's making my name right now. All right, once it is done, we need to move this all the way over here. So the way we do that is we hold in the arrow. Okay, now I'm going to release the lock and pull out my vinyl. I can see my cuts on here, but we're gonna do our transfers tomorrow. So what I wanna make sure is that my first and last name goes on my vinyl. To finish up, I want to click and select and delete everything that I made so that this is ready for the next person.